So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today I'm talking to the singer and guitar player for the band Cosmic Reaper. They're a doom band, and they're about to release a new album September the 26th through Heavy Psych Sounds. And it's called Bleed the Wicked, Drown the Dam. So we have Thad or Thad, the Impaler, with us. Thad, how are you?
Doing well, Hector. How are you?
I'm good. How do you say it? I'm bad with the T's. Since
It's Thad.
Thad, okay.
Yeah, I
So
think you have it, right?
I listened to the new album, and I believe this is going to be your third record, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Uh, Second full length. We also initially put out an EP, and then we did a split record with the band End Time as
Okay.
well. So it's our fourth official release, I would say.
Okay, so it's your fourth official release. So, and I know that for this album in particular, you got some new guitar players on the band, correct?
We have a new lead guitarist, yeah, Peter Snasdell.
Okay, so how much did that change a little bit of the sound for the new record? I mean, the new guitar player.
I would say, yeah. Peter definitely brought a little bit of his own flavor. It's hard to really pinpoint it. I would say this album definitely has a little more metal influence. Um, like more like straight metal versus stoner metal. There's still a lot of those elements, but just a little bit of a different flavor.
Okay, yeah, no, and the album is 8 songs. So tell us a little bit about people that don't know the band, how you guys, how you guys formed, maybe your influences growing up.
Um, let's see, I have a me personally, I have a pretty wide range of influence. I listen to a lot of different kinds of music. Um, and it definitely all bleeds into even though we're a specific genre, I think all those influences kind of pour in, like in high school, I was really into Nirvana and Led Zeppelin and the Melvins, just kind of all over the place. And I think no matter what genre of music I'm writing, it definitely still all kind of pours in. But, you know, a little over a decade ago is when I got like really into doom metal and stuff. And I kind of wanted to start a project like that, but couldn't manage to get anything serious together that actually followed through with anything. Um, and then I met Garrett, our bassist, and he was like, "Hey, I'm trying to start this project. You want to come over and jam?" And that was with our original lead guitarist, Dylan. And it just started with us hanging out in the living room and writing riffs. And then we were like, I think this could go somewhere. And then we found our drummer, Jeremy, who just happened to see a post that we made on a Facebook group that we were looking for a drummer, and he had just happened to move to the area, and got together with him, and it was like perfect chemistry. And um, we were trying to find a vocalist initially. I had no intention of doing it myself, and we couldn't find anyone that was a good fit. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just try it, and it worked out. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and now we're here with
yeah.
the new release. So uh, the I listened to the album, I watched the music video. So how was the recording process for this album?
Well, funny enough, my cousin, who is also one of my best friends, he owns Sense 2 recording studio right here in Charlotte, and he's really good at what he does. So I kind of had an end there, So he recorded us, and he mixed it, and then we got Esmond Willems to master it. Um, yeah, as far as the recording process, we tracked into instruments individually, some songs we use a click track, sometimes some we don't. You know, it just depends on the feel of the song. And as far as the approach to recording, I guess it's pretty standard.
And how long did it take to work on this album?
Well, we started really actively writing it about 2 years ago, and we're kind of perfectionists. Um, you know, our music isn't necessarily complex, but there's a certain sound that like you just know it when you hear it. And you know, some songs took a little longer to get where we wanted them to be. And I'm probably more of a perfectionist than anyone else in the band, to be honest. um but yeah, I'd say over the course of a couple of years. And it was up until the end. We were finishing up the last track we finished writing. We were finishing writing it 2 weeks before we hit the studio. So
Are you a perfectionist, like in the tone of the guitar that you want to get, or the vocals, or what exactly is it that really that you really want to get like super perfect for you?
it's hard to explain it. It's like I said, you know it when you hear it. Like if a part of a song isn't sounding right, like it's not quite there, try different things and like, oh wait, that works. Or maybe we should bend this note here instead of just holding it steady, you know, things like that. Um I'm big on the nuances. The other guys like to roast me about that.
Okay, well, the details. You are keen on the small details. So you write, since you write most of the lyrics and themes, like what themes do you bring for the new record?
Well, I'm a huge fan of horror films and science fiction. Um, and I definitely use a lot of those sort of storytelling methods, even if it's an allegory or metaphor for something else. I like to tell it through the lens of like horror or dystopian science fiction or something. Also, I'm a bit of a history buff as well, so I do incorporate elements of that. Um, but yeah, like the song "Bones," for example. You know, the one with the music video. That one, I would say it's about, you know, being haunted by the ghosts of your past, especially if you don't learn to move to actually work through them and move past it and grow. But it's told through the lens of like a horror story almost. And then there are songs like the final track, "Waiting by the Gallows," which is it's kind of based on the witch trials in Salem, Massachusetts. And it's sort of um, you know, because obviously it was all these people who were falsely accused of being witches and then executed, and they would perform these like ridiculous tests on them and everything to try to determine if they were witches. But in this story, um, the protagonist was actually a witch, and she decided to drag the executioner to hell with her. And you know, I have fun coming up with stories like that.
Yeah, that would make for a good movie. And the Bones, for Bones, you have a music video, which is
Yeah.
pretty psychedelic. You know, there's like red fire. Tell me about the process of making that video for Bones.
Well, I knew I wanted fire to be involved somehow. I just think fire can make for really powerful imagery, and I like the idea of like some sort of ceremony or something occult related going on around like a bonfire, and like that's kind of where it started. And fire is also mentioned in some of the lyrics in the song. And um the director that we worked with, Jeff Howlett, he had the idea of, you know, doing the main shots of the band in a studio with sort of a projector on us with psychedelic imagery of some kind. Then I was like, okay, let's do that, but with fire. And it just kind of started there. And other than that, we just kind of came up with ideas on the fly and just had fun with it. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it looks like a simple video, but effective and it works. I was watching it today to prepare for this. I'm like, oh, let me watch the music video for Bones that I saw that you had that. Besides that, there's two other singles that people can listen to before the album drops. So
Yeah.
because it's Blood Feather, Pot of Gold, which ironically the songs follow each other. Blood Feather and Pot of Gold on the album. I think it's track 3 and 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh,
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about. Uh, yeah.
sorry,
Sorry, you were gonna say?
oh no, I was gonna say Blood Feather is track 2 and Pot of Gold is track 3. Yeah.
I agree. Mhm. Yeah. So Blood Feather and Pot of Gold, and Pot of Gold. Is there a reason you chose those two with Bones to present as the first tracks that people listen to from the album?
Well, I think Pot of Gold was the first single we released, and I think it just felt like it was kind of catchy and fun, a little more upbeat compared to the other tracks, and we just thought it would, you know, get people's attention, get people excited about the new album. And Blood Feather, we just thought it was a good, strong track, and um, Bones as well, but in a very different way, I would say.
Yeah, no, they represent the album well, and the album, has there's some songs that are a little bit slower in that doom, but there's some that are faster. So there's a little bit of variation, which I think is good in like for you being in a doom band, because I know sometimes doom can be like so slow. Do you like to mix it up so like to you maybe to people like not pigeonhole like doom has to be slow all the time? It can be faster, or do you just see what comes out when you guys jam?
Well, we do try to mix it up a little bit, you know, and have a little bit of variety tempo wise. Um, yeah, and a lot of times I'm usually the one that's like, "Hey, let's slow it down a little bit," you know, and then the other guys are like, "No, faster." So we usually kind of meet in the middle and have a mixture of both. Obviously, they don't want everything to be fast, but I'm usually the one that's like, "No, let's slow it down a little more, a little more." So we usually kind of meet in the middle somewhere. But yeah, we just like to have a little bit of a variety as far as that goes.
Yeah. And I know that recently you guys like a few you were playing some shows, right?
Yeah, yeah, we went on a short tour with Temple of the Fuzz Witch and Fell Ruin, who are both from Detroit. Great bands. You should check them out if you haven't heard them.
And I think I read that are you doing like a festival soon?
Yeah, we're playing Hopscotch Fest in Raleigh, North Carolina this weekend on the 6th, this Saturday. And
Okay, I don't know if I'll post this before this, so hopefully, like, yeah. But if you're seeing this and it's already passed, so that's gonna be a fun. Where's that gonna be?
you said where?
Yeah, you said North Carolina, right?
Yeah, and Raleigh.
Okay, yeah. So that should be fun. So the album's out at the end of the month. Once the album is out, are you gonna have like an album release show for now, or do some more shows?
Yeah, we're we're still figuring that out. We're not gonna be touring right when the album releases. It'll probably be toward the end of the year. We're still kind of working that out right now. Um, but yeah, you'll be seeing some more shows from us soon.
Awesome. So uh, I want to talk about the artwork. I haven't showed the artwork for the album, so we can talk a little bit about the artwork for the coming album. So here's the artwork. So tell me a little bit, first of all, like what the idea was, what we're seeing, and obviously who the artist was.
Oh, yeah. So the photograph is was taken by Nona Lemon. She's an incredible photographer. You should check her out if you haven't seen her work before. Um, but that was one of her existing works, and we saw it and just fell in love with it. And so we, uh, purchased the rights to use it for the album cover. And as far as the rest of the album art, it was all put together by Paul at Bronca Studio. which he did the album art for our other releases. So it just kind of, we wanted that similar kind of vibe overall to the other albums.
Yeah, no, and it looks cool. So what's the name of the photographer again, so people can check her out?
Nona Lemon.
Nona Lemon. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so it's a cool looking artwork, because you have to see, because it looks like there's some hands there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool. So yeah, so that's the album artwork. So where can people, are you gonna have physical copies, vinyl, CDs? Where can people purchase them?
Yes. You can pre-order the album on vinyl or CD from heavypsychsounds.com, I believe is the website. And we will have physical copies that we will be selling at shows and stuff. So
awesome. So yeah, the album's gonna be out in a few weeks. After this, like you told us, like you may do some shows. You're still checking out what you guys will be doing. If people want to follow you, where's the best social to follow you? On Instagram?
Instagram would be the best one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put the link for people who want to follow you, and obviously for if they want to pre-order the record. So Fab, before I let you go, anything you want to say to the fans before we go?
Yeah. We poured our hearts into this album, and we had a lot of fun making it, and we hope you have a lot of fun listening to it. And we look forward to seeing you on tour in the future.
Awesome. So Couchers, the album by Cosmic Reaper, Bleed the Wicked, Drown the Dam, will be out September the 26th on Heavy Psych Sound. If you like your Doom, check the band out. So I'll post the link for people who want to pre-order. So that I want to thank you for taking some time to chat with me this afternoon. I've had fun.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So until next time, Couchers, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a Couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.